2 feature-length films shot in my backyard over the next 3 months with no budget. How am I ever going to pull this off?
He's too big. Scott is too big. You too big.
Why am I doing this? Can I do this? Why now? I'm very scared. For now, let's focus on why. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I miss the theater and I miss performing. I spent almost 20 years in a theater most every night, improvising, doing sketch comedy, doing music, working on writing and shooting and cutting videos with my friends. I am a theater person. I come alive when I am in those spaces, when I'm working with other people, and I miss that. The last 8 years, I've become a husband, I've become a father, and I spend most all of my time raising my children and hanging out with my wonderful, beautiful wife. And I've also been writing, and writing is very isolating. I'm very scared. I've been teaching feature film writing for the last 5 years independently. I've helped hundreds of people outline, develop, and write their scripts. A handful have gone on to be made already, and it's been amazing. And so a big part of making these YouTube videos is I want to use this as a teaching tool and as a case study. Scott is the main character of The Seagull in Scott's Backyard. Scott is also the guy talking in the YouTube videos, who's also the screenwriting teacher who's trying to lay down some knowledge as he goes through this process. But yes, I'm trying to embody the journey that happens within most feature films and in most stories. You start with someone, something comes into their world, they grapple with that thing. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in the second sequence of Act 1. I am grappling and debating, and I'm refusing the call. I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. But then I'm going through, and that's what this video is. I'm going through reasons why I can or cannot do this, why I should or should not do this. And by the end of this, spoiler alert, I'm going to lock in to, I'm going after this overall goal. And then we'll see what happens at the end. But we have a beginning, we have a middle, and we have an end. And we're still somewhere in the beginning. We're still learning who the character is, the world that they're in. And then we have this call to adventure. Can he make multiple movies in his backyard in 3 months? That's what us as the audience is locking into. That's the premise. That's the promise of the premise. We're going to watch this guy try. And we don't know what's going to happen. But that's the middle of the story. We're stepping into the middle of the story, into the act 2 of the story. And then we'll see what happens in the end. Will it all come crumbling down? Will it work? Will it half work? Will Scott stop? I can't stop. I don't know what else to do. There's a line in The Seagull where Constantine says, we need new forms. If we can't have them, then let's have no theater at all. I once had a dream where I was in a spiritual martial arts class with James Earl Jones as the teacher, and he said it's not about the form. It's about you within the form. And that dream has always stuck with me, and that's what I think we're doing here. YouTube video is movie, is mockumentary, is play, is stream, is human beings existing. It's all how you slice it. Okay, but can I do this? And how? Short answer is, I think I can. I can has movie. Let me tell you where I am now and what I think the next steps are. Where am I? What's the next steps? Right now, it's October 10th. I put out the first video on the 30th of September. Ever since then, I've had a few friends reach out and express interest in being a part of it. The team is slowly building. Still in the process of reaching out to all the actors and cinematographers and people that I want to be a part of this. I've had discussions with multiple producer friends of mine and also with someone who is actively interested in, trying to help me fundraise for this. The timeline that I put on this is definitely tough, and it adds pressure to trying to get money so fast. But I'm hoping that putting out videos and just going will help create momentum and immediacy and interest. I'm kind of doing this in this backwards way, but that's part of this whole experiment, right? Can I just start going and jump, and will the net appear? And when I say the net, I don't mean that movie with Sandra Bullock about the internet when it first came around. I mean the metaphorical net of, if I metaphorically jump out to create this thing, you know what I'm saying? You got to make yourself laugh throughout the process. And look, maybe I won't finish this all before the end of the year, but I'm going to set sail and get as far as I can get. Maybe we only shoot half of the movie about making the movie before the end of the year. Maybe we do all of it. Maybe we get even more. Maybe it goes in a million different directions. We don't know. But all that I can do is take a breath while I feel the feelings that I have, which are fear, mainly fear, and excitement. Because my intention for the play movie is I want to take the original script and give it to the actors and then let them cut and paste. I love punk rock cut and paste stuff. Okay. I love following instincts and tearing things apart and then building them back up in a new way. And so I want them to take all the lines and the truth that are within the dialogue and the characters that they love. I want them to take that and then add what they want to add and collaborating with the other actor in the scene. Yeah, but why now? Scott, why now? Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the world is absolutely totes craze these days. It's craze amaze with the phrase that pays. So you got to blaze a haze and amaze these days. Is AI going to just replace all of us and evaporate the whole film industry? Is AI going to be in the hands of the wrong people like it is now, and we're going to end up in a total surveillance state where we're not going to be able to say and do whatever it is that we feel like we need to do? But that's why I'm doing this, and I'm doing this now. We're in a crazy moment in time. Yeah, we got to be out there in the world and take care of ourselves and take care of our neighbors and do the actual practical work to keep people safe, create a safe society. But also, we can't not create. That is one of the strongest antidotes. Make stuff from your heart. Put that energy into the world. Don't let them win. Don't let them scare you to the point where you're incapacitated. Because believe me, I am many days. I have been. But we're not going to frickin' stop, okay? It's going to work out. There's political turmoil during the Seagull. There's political turmoil all the time. You fight, you do what you can do, but you got to do what's in your heart. And that's just the way it is, bro. We're going to climb this mountain. We're going to make these movies. Come heck or high water. We're going to jump and the net will appear. Once again, not the net, the Sandra Bullock joint, but the metaphorical net. And if it doesn't, we'll fall on our face. We'll dust ourselves off. We'll keep going. We're locked in. We're going to go after this overall goal. We're going to deal with the inner and outer obstacles as they appear. Stepping into Act 2. We're doing it. Keep it rocking.
And recording.
He's too big.